Hey guys, this is the Boss Coder for C# tutorial 21, and I gotta tell you, using that other screen recorder was a pain in the rear. Um, it was actually the audio and video were not syncing, so I had to use something called Virtual Dub or VDub to fix that, and it was not working out for me. I mean, I was doing it fine, but it was too much effort just for enhanced audio. It's this hypercam I'm using is actually still going to do it's going to do the same audio videos out of syncness when I do my trigonometry tutorials, just because I'm recording 1024 by 768, I believe, rather than just 640 by 480. But for some reason, the cam studio I was using was doing that weird like audio video out of sync thing, even on just a simple 640 by 480 recording area. So I'm going to downgrade when I'm doing my C# tutorials and probably upgrade for my trigonometry ones. So anyways, let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to create a variable to count. And today we're learning about the stack, by the way, which is another part of recursion, and it's something that blew my mind when I first learned about it. It was really the only thing that surprised me when I was learning programming, was this whole stack business. And I'm not sure if this is only applicable to C# and Java, or if it's actually in C++ and C and all that stuff too. But it's definitely in Java and C#. And I say, and I'm wondering whether or not it's in like C++ and stuff, because Java has its own like library thing it's a little different than the other programming languages, and the stack is actually something that is kind of strange for that. And the thing that you need to remember about the stack is that it follows the rule of LIFO, L-I-F-O, which stands for last in, first out. The easiest way to just think about this is just like if you have a stack of papers. You put the first one on bottom, then the other one on top of that, and on top of that, and so on and so on, until you get to like 100 papers piled on top of each other. Now, when you're going to start unloading those papers, you're not going to start with the one at the bottom and start undoing it. You're going to start with the one at the top. So basically, you stack up. So let's say you count, so you put paper numbered 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, all the way up to 10. You're going to start with 10 and go backwards. So it's kind of like I guess a roller coaster, if you want to think about it like that. That's a strange analogy, but I guess you could think about that. If you think as each paper is a different level and you have to come down the same way you came up, just in reverse. So then that's that about the whole LIFO thing. And this is basically what the whole idea of the stack revolves around. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to write some code for a method that I have not actually created yet, and I'm going to go ahead and read the line so that it will not close out on us whenever I run this. Count says the name count does not exist in the current context. Well, you've convinced me to create it. Public static void count int. Let's just go ahead and use a again. Okay. Now what we're going to first do is first thing we need to do is curly braces. Duh. Okay. Oh, that's right. It doesn't automatically create the other curly brace for me. Why is that putting that over there? That is really confusing. Okay. What was I gonna? Oh yeah, console.writeLine. And I want to go ahead and print out a equals plus a, whoa, that is new, on the stack. This is how I'm going to tell, what? Do I have too many curly braces somewhere? Now I got what is going on. Public static void. Oh, duh. Rookie mistake. I put semicolon after my method. Console.writeLine a equals plus a on the stack. Okay. And now we're going to say if a is less than, let's just say 20. Then we're going to call count again. We're going to call this method, and we're going to send in a plus 1. Now if I just put an a, then this thing would run forever now. And now what I want to do is, just to make this look neater so I can tell the difference between my on the stack and off the stack sections, I'm just going to copy this twice so I can get a little double space going in my code, or in my output. Console.writeLine. And we're basically going to do the same thing, except we're going to say a equals plus a off the stack. Let me put a little space here too. Okay. So basically what is going to happen is it's going to print out a equals 1 on the stack, then it's going to go through and make it a equals 2 on the stack, a equals 3 on the stack, etc. And then we're going to skip 2 lines after a equals 20. And then what I thought was going to happen the very first time I ever saw something like this, I didn't know about the whole stack thing. Like, I knew about the stack, but I didn't know that it actually was like this in C# and Java. Once you print this out, it's actually not going to just print out 20. Is it going to print out 19 or 20? I'm not sure. We'll have to see. I haven't gone through the whole loop thing yet. But what this is going to do is it's going to print off the first number on the stack, then it's going to go through and print out the second number, and the third number, and the fourth number, all the way up until you get to the very last one, which should just be 1. And it will print it in this reverse order, because when you go through this whole recursive thing through to here, it just keeps on putting the numbers on the stack and it doesn't get rid of them until after it gets through this whole loop sequence here. And then once you get here, it basically just starts unloading them for you and shoving them in your face, and again in the LIFO, last in first out order. So when we run this, it should, oh, of course, I put the double spaces, so a equals 1 on the stack, a equals all the way up to 20 on the stack. And right, it'll count up to 20 because we did the printing before getting to the if statement. Then we go to console.writeLine, and then once it gets to printing a, it'll actually go through the whole this section here over and over. So that's why there's a double space in between each 20 off the stack, 19, 18, 17, 16. So let me go ahead and get rid of these, just so we can actually read this for what it is. Oh, that's right, it's still running, I can't edit it. Duh. Okay. There. Now it should, okay, a equals 1 here, can't highlight it, through 20 on the stack, then off the stack, and it's basically just going in backwards order all the way up to 1. And that's how the stack works, people. That's pretty much it. I can't think of any reason why you'd want to use the stack off the top of my head. I'm sure there's probably something, but basically the main thing for me showing you this is just so that you can avoid it, and so that you're not like get your mind blown whenever something like this happens because you don't know what is going on with the stack. And so this should prevent any mind eruptions or brain matter oozing out the sides of your head from something happening to you while you're in the middle of a program. And so anyways, I'm not sure what we're going to do next time. I haven't planned that one yet. I may do a couple of trigonometry tutorials after this, or I may just go ahead and do another C# tutorial if I find something that I need to do. I'd like to start going over just like classes and all the methods in them like I did with the math class. I'd like to do the rest of the console class, and I'd like to do the string class as well, and I'm sure there's a bunch of other classes that I'd like to do. And I might just actually do a tutorial over algorithms, which is not really something unique to C#, but it is used in everything. There's a Fibonacci sequence one that uses the awesome array, which is actually easier in C# than it is in Java because you can actually change the size of the array. Thank goodness. Anyways, and you can do it with an array of size 3, but whatever. let's see. And there's like the bubble sort and the linear sort and the binary search thing, which are really neat and used a lot for searching for things. Um, so I may do some of that eventually, but I gotta think about it because I don't know that stuff all that well. I actually have to look it up first. So, anyways, for now, that's the end of this tutorial on the stack. I will see you guys later.